Welcome back, Nerd Paradise Podcast viewers. Next, we'll be talking about something, again, from our childhood that we grew very dearly about until spiral down. Digimon.
Digital monsters.
Yeah. Digimon are the champions. Yeah.
Unfortunately, they did not stand up to the test of time, like Pokemon.
Yes. Just for everyone's frame of reference, if you don't get this yet, they have nothing to do with garlic. Garlic is a delicious root thing related to onions that has nothing to do with Digimon or the theme song, so kindly check yourself, motherfuckers.
What?
For people who went around singing Digimon, Digital Monsters, Digimon Garlic Champions, fuck you! Doing it wrong.
What?
You didn't know any people that did that?
No! I knew people that actually know the lyrics.
I knew a lot of people.
Unless it's because, I don't know. No,
there's no good reason.
I don't.
I've never heard that before.
Neither have I.
Oh, then you have been spared lots of rage for many years. It's stupid.
Yes, it is.
I don't understand why it's not that unclear. No.
Anyways, back to our...
Back on subject. Now, before we begin...
What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
I'm clearing shit up.
Apparently, you're the only person that needed to clear it up, because I don't know anyone that ever said that.
I knew too many people.
Well, that sucks to be you, then.
So yeah, if you don't know what the synopsis of Digimon is, it's kind of like Pokemon, but in a sense where a group of kids are traveled to the digital world, not knowing who each other are.
Well, they do, but at the same time, somewhat.
Some of them do, some of them don't.
They're not friends, but they're slightly a bit more than acquaintances.
Yes. Mm-hmm. But back to the story. They come back. They go into the digital world. Well, what is called the digital world.
It's kind of like they get sucked into a video game to a degree.
It's an alternate dimension where
just a computer.
Things are digital.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And have the prefix digi in front of everything.
Yes, unless and everything else has the
that
suffix mon after it.
That changes later on in time, but
yeah, they eventually fix that. Anyway, go on.
But yeah, they meet these little creatures at first. They are surprised that they talk, and are
after that, adventure ho!
Yes. Thus begins their journey with a giant beetle coming toward them.
Yeah. Now, for one thing that I will want to mention is, one of the main reasons why I at least think that Pokemon easily beat out Digimon for popularity in the end was one thing that our good friend Harvey is very much into. Collecting.
Yep.
The whole collection aspect of Pokemon was really what drew people in that beat out Digimon.
Well, that was basically what Satoshi wanted. Was a game and a franchise where it was based around collecting.
Yeah, and it worked. And that's what made Pokemon really thrive. The whole... People like collecting things. I mean, at some level, everyone does. At least something. So the whole Pokemon, where you gotta catch them all, that really caught on. With Digimon, while it's great that you have a connection with this one partner for life, well, you don't get anything else. You just get the one Digimon.
Well,
let's mixed metaphors.
Let's jump all the way back to what Digimon started as before. Digimon started as before. If anyone remembers these little toys, they're called Tamagotchis. Well, what the creator Bandai did with Digimon was basically they created a little, say, another virtual pet. It's the same as the Tamagotchi. However, they added the fighting aspects to it.
Kindly remove yourself, horny patron, from my site.
We shall call you...
This dog concerns me.
We shall call...
He'll be gone soon.
We shall call you Hornymon. Because that apparently has not been a name yet for a Digimon.
Humpmon.
No, there is a Humpmon, but it's a different... Anyways.
Arrowmon.
Oh.
Anyways, getting back to the
Topic
the
of
origin.
Digimon.
Yes. Where was I with the whole Digimon? Oh,
Tamagotchis.
Fighting Tamagotchis.
Yes, fighting Tamagotchis. Then Pokemon came into the mix, and they thought, why not make a show about it too? Thus, Digimon was born, and thus, what I said before, earlier.
Because
starts.
clearly by the mid-90s, all of the companies out there knew that the best way to make a commercial for your toy was to make it half an hour long.
Pretty much.
And at least try to add some story to it.
Imagine if they actually made a TV show about Pogs.
I'm sure someone pitched
There's
it
a
at some
comic
point or
about
another.
Pogs.
No, but I mean an actual cartoon show.
I'm sure they tried, but there's a comic about Pogs.
They made a show about Beyblade.
Or
Somehow that
better yet, a show about Crazy Bones. Remember those things?
Yeah.
I used to like those things. They were
Yeah,
cool.
but they made a show about Beyblade. Yeah. We'll talk about that sometime.
I guess.
Guilty pleasure though it was.
Only the Japanese could figure out how to make spinning tops seem epic.
Yeah, and
Well, they're making puzzles now epic, so...
Don't care, spinning tops.
and they made it competitive.
Yeah. I think I still got a couple of Beyblades in my room.
I've got my.
We'll figure it out. We'll see those later.
Yeah.
Take some pictures for the blog.
But anyways,
I got it for the blog. We should make we should make it uncovering the unknown treasures of nerddom.
Anyways, continuing on, back to Digimon.
Yeah.
So the show's premise, at least for the first, I think 15 to 20 episodes or so,
Pretty much. Yeah.
was simple enough. 7 kids on an island.
They don't need to escape.
Yep, they're lost.
They have no idea what they're doing, no idea what they are. The only thing they do know is they've got digital monsters as partners.
And evil things that are trying to
And there's an evil
kill them.
thing at the center of the island that's trying to take over.
Mm-hmm.
And they realize, okay, maybe we can do something about it.
Yeah, things happen that make them.
Well, they
think,
become.
Oh, we need to care about this.
Well, they
Yeah.
become legends of prophecy.
Well, yeah, but they don't know that at first. They don't find that out until at least 7 episodes in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Digimon was one of the prime things of the 90s that turn small children into gigantic heroes.
Yeah.
Thus started, and when Digimon thus started, the video game, the
Cards.
the.
Which I never understood how the
Toys.
fuck they worked.
Alright.
Oh, I actually knew how they worked. It's just
Yeah, no.
I just don't remember anymore.
But yeah, so Digimon first season had a nice little group of kids, or as I like to say, a nice little group of stereotypes.
Yeah, kind of.
Well, it was just kind of also interesting in a way that you had the stereotypes, but it was a show where they actually worked together in a sense.
Yeah.
Not to mention some of the relationships and the friendships that are focused into it.
Fuck you, season 2 ending.
Okay, calm down. Wait for a while.
I'm sorry, but that screwed up every fan's expectations of what should have happened.
Okay, we'll explain that later, though. You're jumping the gun.
I don't care. Pisses me off. And that's my job here. To be the angry one.
Goose Fraba.
Fuck your frappe.
Say Goose Fraba.
Fist up your ass.
Anyways, let's continue on before.
We'll get there.
Alright, so let's talk about the characters of Season 1. The ones that, when we were kids, we met. We learned about. The ones that we, thanks to Season 2, saw grow up into teenagers.
Ty, the leader.
the first Gogglehead, as they eventually became known as.
Mm-hmm.
The strong, courageous leader of the group, that almost all of them wore goggles, and their Digimon partner always had some kind of fire-related abilities.
They're usually headstrong and arrogant and a little bit naive, and always the one to cheer the group up because we have to stick together.
Always the one that charges headlong into whatever the fuck is going on, whether or not they can possibly succeed.
Yep.
Matt, the cool one.
Yes.
He's the moody broody of the group.
Yeah, he's the moody broody guy that just wants to look after his little brother, that just in the end somehow becomes the glue that's supposed to hold them together, because he supposed to represent friendship, even though he's usually the one that most of the time was suggesting that they split up.
Yeah, mostly looking out for his own family interests and being very cold and a little bit problematic.
TK's the only one in my life. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Go away.
The guy who takes his brotherly responsibilities a little too seriously.
A little too far, actually.
A little bit too far, but not as bad as we've seen in other animes.
Yes.
I think this is what triggers some of it, too.
Yeah. Moving on.
Sora the tomboy.
Yeah, the tomboy girl that has a crush on Ty, but doesn't really go anywhere in the first season, really.
Mm.
We kind of get hints of it in the movie after a while, but nothing really big. And
This is where Matt gets pissed.
season 2...
Just
When we get there, I'll rage.
okay, what was I say? Oh, Izzy the smart one.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the geek.
He's the geek, but the thing is that in a show like Digimon, that's who you want to be.
Yes.
You're in a digital world, and you're the one kid that understands computers, has his own computer, and figures it out that you're in a world where you're digital. Maybe a computer will be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Joe, the responsible one.
Responsible. He's kind of like the older brother of the whole group.
He's the clumsy guy who ends up being comic relief a lot of the time.
Yeah. But yeah, that's about it, really.
Yeah, there's only so much to Joe when I think back.
Yeah.
Mimi, the popular airhead.
Yeah, the airhead, the girly girl of the group.
Ditz that we get.
She's into fashion. She's into the girly shit.
And she's also, at the start at least, very self-absorbed.
Yeah, self-absorbed, whiny. Honestly, the last person you'd think that some far-off deity of the digital world would have said, you know what? That's the kind of person I want to save our universe.
Mm-hmm. You seem really sincere.
Oh, God, yeah. We'll get to the crests.
And TK, the small child.
TK, the small child, the one that gets...
the innocent one, there you go.
Yeah, the innocent one. What was his crest again? Hope?
Hope.
Yeah, Hope. The hopeful one. The little kid. The little brother of everyone.
For the most part, the whiny kid.
Yeah.
Those are very whiny,
yeah.
though.
He cried a lot in the beginning.
Yeah, but
After
can
a
you
while,
blame him? He was like, what, 7 years old, with a bunch of like 11, 12-year-olds, in an unknown world. The only person he really knows is his brother, who he really doesn't see much because his parents are divorced.
And the only one the only person he can relate to and have attachment to is his damn Digimon.
Yeah. Who, until it digivolves, is fucking useless.
Yeah. And it's the last one to do it as well.
Yeah.
But it turns out to be one of the saviors of most of the time. Most of the time.
Well, he's Agumon and Magna Agumon are the Deus Ex Machinas. You got a bad guy kicking everybody's ass, send in the angel.
Now, here's what I liked about it, too, is that each Digimon had their own type of personality that was memorable.
Yeah. Memorable, and at the same time, not always was just a carbon copy of who they were partnered up with.
Yeah, some of them were pretty
For instance, Joe had Gomamon, who was the jokester, the prankster.
I love the guy.
Very outgoing.
He could not give a fuck what was going on as long as he was having fun with it.
He was more badass than old school Aquaman, but with similar powers.
Yes.
Fighting fishes.
Yeah.
That was his attack, essentially. He launched fishes at somebody.
He just had to be by the water.
Even without it.
Yeah, even without it.
First episode, when they're on the cliff, and all
Fishes just appear out of
all
nowhere.
the Digimon are doing their attacks against the giant beetle thing. Okanagawamon, I believe.
Kuwagamon, yeah.
And he yells out, fighting fishes, and then suddenly out of nowhere,
Fishes pop out.
I was pretty sure that he doesn't use that until they fall off the cliff and they're about to drown.
No.
Oh, I don't remember that. That's weird.
First episode, fighting fishes! And fucking fish out of nowhere.
I think it was March.
And now you got Palamon, who's teamed up with Mimi.
Yeah, and she's essentially more or less of a tomboy.
I liked Palmon a lot. Palmon
Yeah.
was really cool.
Yeah, especially when she digivolved into a boxing cactus.
Who still manages to be feminine.
Well, then when she digivolves into Ultimate, she turns into a fucking fairy.
Yeah.
And I don't mean fairies in Twilight Fairy. I mean, like, she's a fairy.
Like
A woodland fairy.
A damn
A
pixie.
pixie kind of thing, yeah.
Like a nymph, kind of.
Yeah.
Wood nymph. Yeah. So...
Well, considering the Rule 34 out there, nymph works well, too.
Yeah. So... Palmon is really good at getting Mimi to shut her whiny mouth and start looking at things rationally and being useful. Like, they get into... At the beginning, they get into arguments, and it's pretty interesting development with those two.
Yeah, they really grow to care about each other and really complement each other very well.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have
The only real carbon copy really was
Tento.
Tai and Agumon?
No,
Tai and
no.
Agumon, yeah.
Oh, I thought it was Tentomon, because Tentomon
Well,
was like...
yeah, that too, but Tentomon had a bit more of a wit than Izzy did, though. And he had a more sarcastic streak than Izzy.
Yeah.
Tentomon was a little more outgoing.
He was the outgoing kind of nerdy guy, while Izzy was the looking to the computer screen kind of nerdy guy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But yeah, Agumon was just basically...
He was Tai as a Digimon, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Like, headstrong, attacks anything, wants to do the right thing, just... Rah!
Defeat it with fire!
Mind you, Matt's Digimon, what was it called?
Gabumon?
Gabumon, he was a good compliment, though, to Matt's broody nature, where Gabumon was actually a friendly kind. He was friendly, loyal, he was essentially like a decent dog.
Yeah, he was really good for bringing Matt out of his shell.
Yeah.
They had a bit of a disconnect at first, weren't they? It was kind of a cold nature between them.
Yeah.
And then
It was really...
But then you also got to see, like, the growth of their relationship.
yeah.
mm-hmm.
That's what I liked.
Well, that's the thing. All of them really had a growth in their relationship.
Like,
with the
Patamon
Digimon.
was the one who got TK to be a bit more confident with him himself.
Yes.
Though, in the next part of the first season, Patamon kind of gets jealous over a certain character, but that will be explained a bit later on.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so there's the main group. You got your 7 humans and your 7 Digimon. Oh wait, we forgot to mention Biyomon and Sora.
Yeah.
Biyomon actually was a bit more girly than Sora, actually.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But they still made a decent team, and when Biyomon digivolved, she was badass. I mean, giant fiery bird kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
With a really weird mouth that's not quite a beak.
yeah.
That always seemed kind of creepy.
Well, bird draw. Mom.
Yeah, bird, dragon.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Now that I've cleared that up for you.
Reasonably makes sense.
Now, as time goes on, their enemies change. First you had Devamon with his black gears.
Yeah. The Black Gears essentially got jammed into the backs of good Digimon, turned them evil.
Which, in Season 2, kind of a bit of a ripoff, but we'll get to that later on.
Turned them evil, and yeah. Well, they explained that in Season 2, the Emperor Digimon Emperor did copy the idea. He didn't explain it. And they even had Devamon appear later on.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, yeah, so moving on. You first started with Devamon, essentially the devil in Digimon form.
Yeah. Basically, what they said, they made it in the first few episodes was Devimon was the main bad guy. Devimon's if you defeat Devimon,
you can go home.
Yeah.
Essentially, that's
everything will be all good within the digital world, and you get to go home.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what they were. That's the spiel they told these kids.
Yeah.
Well, the old man, I forgot his name. Gen.
No, he didn't tell them that. They didn't meet him until after they defeated Devimon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they heard it from Leomon and Androidmon, or
Andromon.
Yeah, Andromon. That's where they heard it from.
The only reason why I remember these names is because I played video games.
But yeah, so in the end, they do defeat Devimon by Patamon finally digivolving into Mega Angemon, and of course, one smack upside Devimon's head and he's gone.
Into Champion.
Yeah, Patamon digivolved into Angemon.
Right.
You said Mega Angemon.
No,
in
the
I
first
said
season,
Angemon, yeah.
First of all, I gotta explain this. The whole Digimon thing, it's not like Pokemon where it's just 3 things.
Yeah, it's
three
not
forms?
permanent evolution.
Yeah, it's not permanent. Most of the time,
Well,
they're
in
under
the games it's permanent, but
yeah. And most of the time with Digimon, they stay in what's called their rookie form, where they look like some kind of creature kind of thing.
First it's baby when they come out of the egg.
Yeah, but I'm talking about
Then
they usually stay in.
Yeah. Next is in training.
Then rookie.
Then rookie.
Champion.
Ultimate.
Mega.
And later on, it's more forms from there.
More forms or fusions or whatever.
But as you can see, Digimon. I guess that's what has the problem of it was basically after you reach one form, there's always another form you have to reach to beat the bad guy next time.
Interestingly enough, because my girlfriend was rewatching Digimon a lot in the Japanese, in the sub.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And
it's a different hierarchy. It's basically mixed it up.
Yeah, where their champion for them is where our ultimate is.
Yeah.
And it's something else.
Well, ultimate where Mega is basically ultimate should be where Mega is.
Yeah.
It was interesting.
It's interesting
and
how they translate
champion
it.
becomes adult.
Yeah.
Yeah, which makes more sense, I think, but it's less dynamic.
Yeah, I'm guessing Bandai North America just wanted it to sound cool, epic, and.
Yeah. But continuing on back to story, so they defeat Devimon. Angemon turns back into an egg because somehow he had to use all his power. Though later on we see Angemon take on an ultimate on his own and not have to go back to the egg. Even though he didn't finish the fight, he still kept him at bay.
I think the whole reason behind it was Devimon was such a force to be reckoned with that it had to take all of Angemon's power.
And yet Myotismon, the ultimate, was able to be held at bay without him having to go back to even in training or anything.
Yes, but this was also the first time
it
was Angemon.
Yeah, but still, they've shown that every time the Digimon had digivolved, they had access to all their powers anyways. They were at maximum power once they digivolved.
Maybe. They made a special case out of the Angemon thing.
Kinda, but still, that was kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
I remember watching it as a kid and thinking, okay, I like the badass fight. I like Angemon. He's keeping the vampire thing at bay, but he literally killed himself to take down Devimon. Are you telling me that Myotismon isn't as much of a threat? I mean, if it weren't for the fact that Angemon was the one destined to take down Myotismon, it almost seemed like Angemon himself could have taken him down.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you had Devimon, then it came into Etamon.
Oh god, Etamon. The monkey Elvis, essentially. At least in the English.
The monkey Elvis dickhead.
Yeah.
Which I found out later, when I was a kid, that it was the evolved form, basically the ultimate version of Sukamon, which is basically a poop Digimon.
Yes.
Yeah, that I've learned that in the games.
Yeah. But yeah, Etamon, he was the first ultimate that in the series shown.
And another one of the main bad guys.
Yeah. For a little while, yeah. While the kids collected their crests. Crests essentially were essentially here, have this, it explains your stereotype even better.
Yeah.
It's like, this is the trait of yours that we want people to know.
Well, this is how they put it in a way that it wasn't like the way you explained. It was basically the prophecy again with, this is what represents your type of warrior, here you go.
But interestingly enough, they had to get these tags, which were these little socket things that hung around their necks, and then they had to go on these journeys to find their own crest, which became this
Proof
little,
of warriorship.
Yeah. There's this little
I
chip
still say how freaking weird it was when they got their tags, that they found them in an underwater grocery store.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense to find tags in a grocery store.
Fuck you, Harvey.
So, anyways, once they get into ultimate form again,
The first ultimate though we see is the fucked up ultimate though, Skull Greymon.
Yes, which is a result of you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Tai and Agumon
Yeah,
get into this,
Edamon traps all the kids inside this weird soccer field in the middle of the desert kind of thing.
which is interesting because Tai is an avid soccer player, as we find out in the show early on.
Yeah. And Tai and Agumon are the only ones that manage to get out, and Tai essentially forces Agumon to digivolve, and well, it goes horribly, horribly wrong.
Because they're facing another Greymon, and Greymon is the champion form of Agumon, this big T-Rex with a bone helmet, which is pretty cool. And Tai's Greymon can't beat it. So Tai keeps egging him on. You have to evolve, you have to evolve, you have to digivolve. And so he finally does, and for all the wrong reasons. And so...
I thought it was a Tyrannomon.
It was a Tyrannomon, yeah.
Was it? I thought it was.
It was a Tyrannomon. No, it looks like Greymon, but it's got an extra horn.
I know there's different. No, Tyrannomon was red with green bits on it.
Yeah.
It looked totally different.
No, it was. I think. Either way, it was another dinosaur kind of Digimon.
Yeah. Pretty sure.
And yeah, so he digivolves into Skull Greymon.
Which looks nothing like...
Say hello to your nightmares for the next month, children!
Yeah, this is literally a virus that happens when you try to do it wrong.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, was kind of confusing to me because I saw the cards as well. And if you see the cards and you relate to the anime always said viruses were the bad guys. But when you look at the cards, Togemon, for instance, is a virus Digimon.
Who?
Palamon.
The cactus.
Cactus.
Ah, yeah. And then season 3, Guillamon was a virus.
Yes.
They fucked around with that.
Yeah, continuity kind of shifted a little bit.
Well, in season 3, they didn't care that viruses could be good guys as well.
They didn't, but at the same time, it was still weird.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you're a kid, and that's what. And his first 2 seasons, you were watching that, and then suddenly
Viruses are the bad guys. Viruses are the bad guys. Viruses are the bad guys.
Yeah. But anyway, so that was the first one, and that was a nightmare-inducing event.
Mm-hmm.
But so we move on. Eventually, all of them find their crest. The last one being Sora, the crest of love, which she gets in an upside-down pyramid.
Tai, during this time, becomes very self-conscious for some reason.
Yeah,
after the episode, and starts thinking whether or not he should digivolve Greymon anymore.
Yeah, he loses his mojo for a little while, but that doesn't last long.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, he loses his smile.
Yeah. He doesn't want him to digivolve because it might be Skull Greymon again. Because when that happened, shit hit the fan and it was launching missiles from its back, because that's what it did.
Fish missiles.
Yeah, fish missiles, and blowing up everything, friend and foe alike, and just total destruction.
Yeah.
Basically, Agumon had a bad trip.
Yep. Very bad.
Now,
but moving on, so eventually they all get their crests, and that's when finally Ultimate works properly.
Yeah, I found with some of them, the way that they did it in the English dub, when they had the epiphany moment when the ultimate digivolution finally happens, was either contrived or weak dialogue or just corny as all hell.
well, I have seen the Japanese version.
It's worse. It's worse than the Japanese version.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Like the Japanese version actually, like I guess it's the whole translation of it and the relation of basically from the Japanese fans to the English fans, because maybe again it's two separate worlds in a sense, but essentially there's more morals to it in the Japanese version than the English version.
Now, but anyways, back on. So,
Well, no, I'm not back on yet.
no, not back to plot.
Not yet.
What do you got?
Because the one that was just the most contrived and sounded the most stupid to me was Sora's moment. When Bergemon's losing a fight and she's running towards her crying, Bergemon, no, I love you! What do you know? Sora's crest is the crest of love! And that activates probably the most badass ultimate version in the whole damn team, because Grudamon kicked ass. Yeah. But oh my god, that was painful.
Yeah, we're getting ahead of ourselves though.
Yes.
Anyway, so Sora finally gets her crest. That we have all 7 crests. We'll learn more later. We have all 7 crests, and then Edamon shows up, absorbs the core of the pyramid, becoming this big ball.
With the help of one Digimon called Datamon.
Yeah. So it becomes this big ball where he's just on top and he's releasing evil energy. Mm-hmm. And Tai finally goes,
all in the Elvis voice.
Yeah. Tai,
be prepared.
Yeah.
Actually going, all the damn time.
Pretty much. And so at this point, Tai finally goes, well, fuck this shit. Mm-hmm. And finally we have Agumon digivolve to Greymon, and then Tai going all courageous and shit, and Greymon digivolving to Metal Greymon, who's pretty badass, honestly. It's Greymon where he gains a bunch of metal armor, rocket launchers.
Yes, but let's not forget
from his pecs.
Yeah, rocket launchers that shoot out of his chest.
So
that was weird.
We've seen weirder.
Yes.
We've seen tip missiles. Okay, I've seen tip missiles.
Okay. Wait, yeah, still. This was we saw this in our childhood. And it was very strange.
But anyway, so he digivolves, he's the ultimate, he's the proper ultimate, and he takes down Etamon. But because of the power Etamon was using, suddenly he and Tai are sent back to the real world.
Which apparently, according to Gen, is also, well, like, basically part of fate. Because watch what happens next.
Yeah. Which leads on to the next episode, which honestly is kind of trippy.
The fact that it was all gray?
Well, it was all kind of gray and everything. And then suddenly we have Tai's sister, who we finally meet, though he's mentioned her kind of before.
Yeah.
My sister, God, it's worse than Matt with TK.
Yeah, that relationship actually has incestuous overtones.
Maybe a little bit.
No one touches my sis. God damn it, man.
Mind you, you can forgive him a little bit, only because he didn't almost kill her once.
Yeah, he's got a lot of shit on his back about that.
Yeah. But moving on, so we finally meet his sister, Kari. Oh, such a Mary Sue.
Yeah, she kind of is.
Yeah. So we meet Kari. She has absolutely no problem with seeing Tai's Digimon.
Because apparently she's met him before.
Yeah. She has no problem.
Movie.
Yeah. So she has no problem with that, and all the while, everything's looking weird. Like, while watching the episode as a kid, I was thinking, okay, he thinks he's in the real world, but at the same time, is it really the real world?
Yeah, it seemed like a
very gray
weird
world.
dream thing.
Yeah. The fact that it was a bit grayish and...
Yeah. Mind you, as I grew up, I later found out that this is one of the few episodes that was written and animated by somebody else.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Guess who? You guys won't believe who did that.
Who?
When you think great anime, who do you think?
Wait a minute.
Who do you think?
Wait a minute.
Say it.
Ichiro Oda? No.
Greater. Movie anime.
Movie anime.
Oh, Miyazaki?
Yep.
Wait.
Huh.
That explains a lot!
Yes, it does.
They're just gonna jump over here. That explains a lot.
Yeah, that was an episode done by Miyazaki.
Interesting.
Yeah. I'm surprised there's nothing about the environment on that. Now that I think about it. Then again, I did see a recycling bin.
There's that at least.
And it was technically a heat wave.
Oh god.
But moving on, so that episode essentially, Ty goes back to the real world for that episode, and then by the end of it, he's back in the digital world.
Mm-hmm.
When he gets back, some more time has passed, because time isn't lined up with the digital world and the real world.
So there are problems.
Everyone has split up, apparently.
Because apparently without Ty, everyone's can't get along.
Also, they do split up to go search for him because I think he's still in the digital world, don't they?
And so when we get back, we learn of the new villain, Myotismon. And we find end of kids. A vampire.
He's kind of the David Bowie of the digital world.
Kinda, yeah. We had Elvis, now we have David Bowie.
What the hell was Devamon then? What? Marilyn Manson?
Kinda.
No.
Ozzy Osbourne.
Yes. I could. But anyway, so continuing on, we learn about that. We meet his little lackey, Demi Devamon. And for every episode after that focuses on a different one of the Digidestined.
Yes. For those who don't know, the kids.
Yeah. And how each of theirs at some point or another digivolves into Ultimate. All the while they meet up with each other as time goes on.
Yeah. Some of them are kind of interesting, actually.
Mind you, only a couple of them digivolve to Ultimate in the digital world.
Yes.
Matt into Wergarurumon. Fucking awesome.
Yeah, he was pretty badass.
Yeah. Izzy's into Mega
Kabuterimon.
The purple one.
I remember it, but I thought that was in the real world as well.
No,
fight the garbage monster?
No, in the digital world where he fought the guy with the big brain looking, the squid with the big brain looking thing, in the kind of space world that they.
Vedamon, the gay one.
He had a blaster and a big brain. Yeah,
that was a weird Digimon.
He had feminine
Yeah.
things and had the black nail polish.
That's where Seth MacFarlane got his idea from.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Roger.
sure.
Yeah.
The guy watched Digimon when he was younger.
Yeah. So yeah, we get that. Sora, of course, as we mentioned. Who else? I think that's it.
Yeah, because Joe, Mimi, and well, not TK. TK goes really later in the show.
In a much further arc.
Yeah.
At the end of it.
Yeah, that's actually the second last episode.
Yeah. So
yeah, we get those.
Notice that Andromon was mostly the one that was finishing off the last guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we move on. Eventually, we learn that there's an 8th Digidestined, and they have to go to the real world to find them, and that's where Myotismon wants to go. So after a series of events, they end up in the real world with their Digimon.
Wait. There was a scene that freaked me out as a kid with Myotismon.
Okay.
And it was the fact that he was going around in that carriage, getting the young girls, and then literally sucking the blood out of them.
True. But...
David, no!
But anyway, so...
Fucking Labyrinth?
Like...
So anyway, so continuing...
How are you? And then the girl's just like... So it was like watching.
It's glamour.
The Diary of Vampire.
Well, I think that's why was that supposed to be homage to?
Probably.
So, anyways, they make it to the real world. They make it back home. Almost no time has passed in the real world because of Digiworld time. Make it back home. Everyone's desperate to find the 8th Digidestined. Even though every freaking fan of the show, no matter what age, has this time figured it out.
She is right there!
Hey,
Her!
It's that other character that they keep showing that has.
It's
so
the
far
only
nothing to do
other
with the
kid
story.
that's mentioned in the show.
Okay, wait. Also backtrack a bit. Before Myotismon gets into the digital world, we are introduced to a character. A certain character that will become important later on.
Who, Jedi?
No. Gatomon.
Yeah, we also meet Gatomon briefly, but again...
Who acts like a complete bitch throughout most of the episode, like most of the series,
before we find out later on, yeah. So, anyways, moving on, they're in the real world. Myotismon's invading with his own army of Digimon. The kids do what they can to protect their hometown. Shit's going down everywhere. There's Digimon fighting.
Funny scene. Sora's brother's car. And what one of the Digimon do? I have to go. I have to.
Yeah, true.
But what did he do in my car?
But anyway, so the Digimon are fighting. The rest of the Digidestined Digimon digivolve at this point. Joe's Ikakumon digivolves into Zukomon.
Yeah, when they do hit the real world,
yeah,
they find that they have a lot of trouble and they can't digivolve right away.
Yeah, they do, but eventually, after a battle in the middle of the street with Mammothmon, they are able to.
Well, no, for some of them it's up to the individual. They do it similar with the crests.
Yeah.
Like with Izzy, Tentamon doesn't get to digivolve into Kabuterimon again until I don't remember what the thing's called, but it's the Digimon that's this big sludge thing that's attacking the downtown
Raremon.
core.
Yeah.
Veramon?
Raremon.
Raremon.
Yeah.
No, Raremon. Wait.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Raremon.
Okay, I'm thinking of something else. Okay, yeah.
You're lucky I remember all these.
Yeah. Yes. So they make it a point to have an episode for each one, or at least 2 in one episode, so they don't do it all at once and they can explore it
Well,
more.
here's the thing about.
I actually like Zukomon because that thing looked badass.
Well, it had Thor's goddamn hammer
it
for
had
one.
Thor's hammer that shot lightning. He was a giant, like, fanged turtle walrus kind of thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of, he's the only other Digimon of the Destined, other than Matt and Ty, that take down Omega.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
He takes down Metal Entomon.
Mm-hmm. Eventually.
Yeah.
But anyways, so they're in the digital world. Shenanigans. They're in the human world. I'm sorry, the real world. Shenanigans ensue. There's battles. Pretty much the entire city of what city were they in? Okinawa?
No. I think
They weren't in Tokyo.
No.
It's not Tokyo. It was.
It's some small city. I think.
It wasn't Kyoto, was it?
No.
No, they have to go to Kyoto later. I can't remember what it was. But
Either way, everyone in that town essentially learns Digimon are real.
Yeah.
No. First, it's what are these strange creatures that are in the air? Look at this shadow. Look at that shadow.
Yeah, because when the Digidestined come back from the digital world, there's this huge rift in the sky that connects the two worlds.
It's not there. No, that doesn't appear until after they defeat Myotismon.
Yeah.
There's no rift.
There's no rift?
No. But
right, that's when they go back. Pardon me.
Yeah.
So, alright, the other ones just show up?
Yeah, they just show up.
Basically, Myotismon brings his whole army.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And
Through the gate kind of thing.
Okay, yeah, okay, I remember that now.
So, battles ensue, and eventually, after a whole shitload of
Events.
contrived events, we find out, of course, what everyone knows. Kari's the 8th Digidestined. She gets the Crest of Light, which Wizardmon has. Oh god, Wizardmon.
I thought it was
I liked
fake.
him.
I loved him!
They were so.
That's the thing,
shitty
though.
to the guy.
Him, Wizardmon, and then Gatomon had this great relationship, and
Yes.
it was like best friends kind of thing.
Yeah.
They're BFFs, and then he dies, and then she goes,
Well, I'm gonna be good now.
"Yeah, you killed my best friend. I'm gonna kill you."
And she goes and finds another best friend.
Yeah.
Who it turns out is it's very convenient.
So, anyways, we find out Gatomon's the Digimon.
Oh wait, I remember Myotismon's explanation to why he kept Gatomon so close. I kept you close because I knew, because somehow I knew, I saw the light in you.
Yeah.
If I corrupted you, you could have been mine.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Now, here's a tip, Myotismon. If you could somehow sense that Gatomon might have been the 8th destined Digimon, how about you kill her?
Because he's David Bowie and he needs a precious kitty to stroke.
No, because, again, his explanation to it was, if I could somehow corrupt her, she can be my weapon. My power.
Yeah, no.
Never mind that she's a rookie-sized champion.
Yeah. But anyway, so...
Which everyone thought she was a rookie, too. That was what's funny.
Yeah.
But her rookie form actually looks more like a dog.
A rabbit dog, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so... Kari gets the crest, and Gatomon evolves into the damn sexiest thing I've ever seen.
Angelomon.
Which would go on to create many, many amazing cosplays in the future.
Yeah.
As well as Rule
34.
Mm-hmm.
Especially with Lady Devamon.
Anyways, let's continue.
Oh, come on. As a kid, when I saw it, I thought, wow, she's pretty. Mm-hmm. And as I grew up, I thought, well,
bow wow.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways, back to the story.
Yeah.
We have now tainted Digimon tomorrow.
Digimon's been tainted for years.
Let me just put that on the tainted Elmo today, and then tainted Digimon. Okay, there.
So moving along, continuing the story.
Yes.
So they defeat Angelomon single-handedly defeats Myotismon with a single arrow to his freaking chest. And we think, yay, he's...
Good thing it wasn't to the knee.
That was way before that joke, though. Whatever. Moving along, so you think everything's good. Evil's gone. Nope! We later hear yet another prophecy that somehow conveniently Jedi pulls out of his ass.
Jedi is like...
Oh, I forgot to mention this.
Wait a minute. That happened too. Oh, that also,
So we find...
I think I'm done.
Yeah.
Wait. That.
So, yeah.
Because I can't remember, was Jedi the guy that also shows up in Season 2 and looks like
Young?
Obi-Wan Kenobi?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which made no sense whatsoever.
His name is Jedi,
Yeah.
rather than Jedi.
Yeah, But anyways...
I get what you're trying to say.
Yeah. We know.
Anyways,
The creators of Digimon were pretty much kicking themselves when they saw that. Actually, no, because
no, because
that was before the movies.
Yeah.
Oh dear God, George Lucas ripped off Digimon.
You heard it here, folks. We keep discovering new things.
Revelation time!
What was the other thing we reveled?
I don't remember now. Couldn't have been that.
Anyways, back to the story. So we find out the new prophecy that
Right, Seth MacFarlane ripped off Digimon.
Yes.
we find out the new prophecy that at the hour of the beast 666.
Oh wow!
That some new evil is going to appear.
Yeah.
So it happens, and Myotismon comes back in a mega form, Venom Myotismon.
The strange thing is...
Venom. Malo was season 2.
It appears to be...
Wait, not yet, because the next part is they go back to the digital world, and thus...
And the four masters?
Yeah.
No, that happened first.
Four masters, and then...
First Venom Myotismon.
No, Venom Master was the last one.
No.
Yeah.
That's
Venom
Apocalypsemon. Venom Myotismon was in the real world.
The real world.
No, I think it was season 2, though.
That was Malomyotismon. In the season 2, the last enemy.
Okay.
Where he comes back looking like this.
Either way, there are villains that keep coming back. Yeah. I'll come back to this again about villains coming back when we start hitting the four masters.
Yeah, we'll get there in the second part of this segment because we're getting on to an hour here.
Yes, it says it'll return at the hour of the beast 6 minutes and 6 seconds past 6 o'clock, which doesn't actually line up because there are zeros, and also it seemed to happen at 6 in the evening when really
that should be 1800.
Yeah, when really it should have happened at 6 in the fucking morning.
But anyways,
so
we find out that the whole thing about this is apparently the two angel Digimon have to attack the brothers of
Yeah, they're guardians.
The brothers that are guardians with their weapons. So that sounds like a great idea. Let's throw an arrow and a spear at 2 human kids and hope it works out.
Yeah, interestingly, because Anjumon's attack is actually with a bow and a magical arrow.
Yeah.
But Anjumon's weapon is a big blunt pole.
Yeah.
Which he throws later. Because that's an arrow, sure.
Yeah. Arrows of light and hope.
Yeah. But
anyway, so it happens. The kids are hit. Cue CGI Digivolution!
Yeah. Although, let's keep on track for a moment. Take note of something very, very important. And that's Venomiotismon. Besides the fact that he's this giant thing, he has...
a crotch monster.
Yeah, he has. First of all, his upper half is big and red and devil-like.
Yes, I remember this.
The bottom half is kind of satyr-like, where it's all fuzzy and shit. And his crotch is a spider's face with a mouth that opens up and shoots things.
It's a crotch monster.
This, if nothing else, screams David Bowie.
Yes, it does.
It's okay. It's okay.
Because I recently watched Labyrinth, and David Bowie in that movie wears a crotch monster.
Kinda.
That's almost impossible to look away from when it's on screen. Why would you do this to us?
Yeah,
there are puppets everywhere.
It's okay. You don't need to see it anymore. You don't need to see it.
It's not gonna hurt you.
I hope not.
Okay, but anyway, so cue CGI Digivolution, where Gabumon and Agumon warp Digivolve to...
Yeah, they get fast
Garurumon
pass.
and War Greymon.
Yes,
And I always like War Greymon better, because that thing looked badass.
Yes, it was a new...
And his attack. Nova Ball! Just...
Yeah.
He fucking threw the sun at him!
His was a lot more revolutionary. He went from a big dinosaur-shaped thing to a humanoid-shaped dinosaur dude in all this badass armor. Much smaller, but really cool. Whereas Metal Garurumon...
Became a kind of mech.
Yeah, it was just
a wolf mech.
Robot wolf, which seemed very uninspired to me. Not nearly as cool.
Yeah. So they defeat Myotismon finally, or so we think.
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly the digital world appears in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
We find out a lot of time has passed because of the time difference, and shit just got real.
Yeah, there's been a hostile takeover since they've been gone.
In the digital world.
So the kids return to the digital world and they learn about the 4 Dark Masters. Metal Seadramon.
Wait, before you get on to that, Metal Seadramon. This is where I'm going to get here. Now, we scroll back to the first part of the Devimon series, and we see Matt first digivolving Gabumon.
To take down Seadramon, yeah.
To take down Seadramon, right?
I know. It's not the same Seadramon.
No, apparently it was.
Was it?
It was.
Oh, God.
Now, this Seadramon comes back again, without memory, I think, or something, into Mega Seadramon in the Myotis Monarch.
And then gets destroyed by Zukomon.
Yes. Now,
and he's back.
He's back with a vengeance because he's tired of dying, and he has now become Metal fucking Seadramon.
Which I think was probably the most entertaining of the 4 Dark Masters.
Yeah, even though he lasted the least amount of time.
Because it was going to be a running gag. He was the first one to go. And the fact that he was a loser the past 2 times he showed up.
And then he finally got his time in the spotlight.
And
only to be ripped apart from the inside.
Yeah, fucking eviscerated in reverse.
I'm surprised he didn't come back again.
Well, you can't get any further past Mega.
Yeah. But anyways, so the 4 Dark Masters, we have Metal Seadramon, Puppetmon,
who's a twisted little sociopath.
Machine Dramon, Darth Vader, essentially.
Pretty much, yeah.
And Piedmon. Kids, if you're afraid of clowns, you're gonna hate him.
Yeah.
Piedmon was basically, other than Vademon, the alien.
Oh, yeah. He was pretty campy.
Okay, going on by our musically inclined villains, Padmon was Michael Jackson without the camp.
Okay.
Wait. Especially when they finally fought him, he turned the kids into keychains
and played with them.
Yeah. He was sitting there,
dangling them,
doing little voices. And it was pretty twisted.
Michael Jackson.
Out of all the fours, though, the Dark Masters, I gotta say, Machine Dramon was a bit of a disappointment.
I kind of like the way he was defeated, though, because that was just the first time you see the classic anime style defeating of a villain when you're a kid. Where
but he was a bit disappointing.
Agumon turns to Milligreymon, runs right past Machine Dramon. Machine Dramon saying, "You missed." And then he's saying, "Nope, I sliced you like an onion." And then, shh. Dead.
But again, he was a bit of a disappointment.
Yeah, although I liked his arc there, where they had the other two, the Draymons, the flying guys. Those guys, I thought they were really cool.
Yeah.
I liked that with them.
Most of the Dark Masters were kind of killed kind of brutally.
Yeah. Puppet Man was set on fire, or no?
He was burned by Metal Garurumon, yeah.
Yeah.
While Matt was on his own.
Yeah. While intellectually, TK defeated him in the first place.
Mentally.
Yeah. Like,
mentally he defeated him.
Puppetmon kidnaps TK.
To be his playmate.
No.
Which is a little bit weird.
Yes. No. He wanted him to become his friend.
Yeah.
Playmate,
friend, whatever.
Well, playmate, but in that he wanted to chase the kid around and pretend he's going to blow him up.
Yeah.
To keep the kid frightened and terrified.
God, this...
It was kind of a fucked up thing.
He was sadistic, okay?
Yeah.
They really upped the ante with the villains.
They've now in the Cross Wars one, they've kind of made basically they cut Puppetmon's balls.
All right. We'll get back to that later if we get that far.
Yeah. Well, it's okay.
Okay, but anyways, they're all kind of defeated like kind of brutally, like freaking. Seedramon is freaking eviscerated from the inside out, just drilled right through.
Yeah. Interestingly enough, during the battle, it's him versus War Greymon. War Greymon's getting his ass kicked, especially because it's underwater and he's a fire type, of course. And then Digi looks up on his computer that somehow
he's not metal on the inside.
Yeah, War Greymon, the weapons on his arms, which is big shields with claws on them, which are cool but don't look special at all. Draymon Destroyers.
Yes, Draymon Destroyers.
Which pretty much means any Digimon that is Dragon affiliated
anything
is
that has
super effective against.
Just anything that has Draymon as part of it can be destroyed by it.
They're essentially Dragonoid if they have Dray in it.
Yeah, Dra. So
the only exception is Birdramon.
Yeah.
Which is vaguely Phoenix Dragon-like.
Yeah.
So.
But anyway, so he eviscerates Seedramon.
Yeah.
He chops up Machine Dramon.
But Puppetmon and Piedmon walk away.
Well, Puppetmon freaking gets burned alive, and you see it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you see him burn away. Just, oh my god!
Yeah, it's kind of fucked up.
It's basically like, this is how we should kill.
Keep going.
We have silence on the outside, and there's a dog involved. That's not usually a good thing. Okay.
So, basically, where was I?
So they get killed brutally. So finally, all that's left is Piedmon.
Mm-hmm.
And one by one, the kids are pretty much taken out, turned into keychains. And all that's left is TK and Patamon.
Mm-hmm.
Who, they devolves to Angemon, trying to protect TK. It doesn't work out very well. Angemon's strong, but not that strong.
And with TK's power, you must survive.
Yeah, with Piedmon's whole...
I have not given up hope, essentially.
Yeah. Piedmon has the whole, deck of cards theme to him, so he's kind of like the Joker. Like the Joker card, or more like the Jack, really.
Yeah.
But he's dressed up kind of like a Joker, and he's got all these swords going on,
And it's a pretty cool battle you see at first when Angemon's struggling to keep him at bay.
Yeah. And suddenly TK says, I won't ever give up hope. And Angemon digivolves to Magna Angemon.
Who's kind of cyborg-like, actually.
Cyborg-like, but still fucking badass.
Oh, yeah.
Basically, it was a take on an Archangel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Well,
Yeah.
it was a Seraph with the
His
the
mega
multiple wings.
His mega form is
exactly.
Seraphmon.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, anyways, and essentially he says, "Yeah, I have had enough of your bullshit." He uses his magic sword Excalibur. He fucking literally has Excalibur mounted on his wrist.
Yeah, granted it's like a gauntlet sort of thing with a purple laser blade.
But it's called Excalibur.
It's fucking awesome.
He uses that, first swings it, magic flows from it, saving the kids from their keychain form.
Mm-hmm.
And then he says, "Yeah, you're gonna go bye-bye now.
I shall banish you."
Yeah, essentially. He creates a gate with his sword, opens it up,
And
just says, "Well, fuck you, Pied Bar. Get out of this world."
Gate of Destiny!
Yeah, it seemed... I don't know, I don't want to say overpowered, but weird that his one, like, named attack is, I'm gonna open up a door to another dimension. Goodbye.
Yeah. Well, fuck you, essentially. So Piedmon's gone. Kaput. Dead. Yeah. And you think, oh god, finally it's over. Nope!
Genai comes back and says...
No. Suddenly the sky turns dark, and a voice starts saying, "You think it's over?"
Oh, yeah. Right.
And they're all transported essentially into space.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where they meet the true evil, Apocalypmon.
Yeah.
The big guy on the giant dodecahedron. He's a evil-looking thing on top of a D20.
I forgot what his motive was to the whole thing. I forget.
Destroy the world, because apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't remember that arc quite as well.
There is not an arc; it's just like one episode.
Yeah. It's
Okay.
basically for the end of the whole thing.
Yeah.
We did skim over something cool before all the Dark Masters are killed.
Which part?
Where we have Leomon come back.
Oh yeah, as Saber Leomon
Yeah, he goes from champion to
Mega, and he has like this rivalry with Metal Edamon.
Yeah.
Eventually, Metal Edamon kills him, but not before he and Joe with Zukomon take him down.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, everyone cries. Sad moment. Bye bye, Leomon.
Because it was cool.
Which begins the running gag of Digimon. If there's Leomon, he dies.
Oh right. That even happened in that little the newest Digimon movie. It's not really that new, but basically it's Antibody X.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
First thing that happens, Leomon dies.
Yeah.
Leomon's a red shirt with no shirt.
Pretty much. If Leomon is in your Digimon show, he will die.
That's kind
It's
of...
a guarantee.
I'm pretty sure that kind of deterred kids from getting Leomon in the games. Really, it did.
I still thought he was badass. He also seemed like kind of like a big, burly Scottish warrior to me.
Yeah.
He's a big ass lion. He like humanoid. He's got a lion head, big beard and mane, and he's just wearing pants for some
Thank
reason.
God.
He wears pants.
And his mortal enemy is Ogremon.
Yeah, and he's got this big ass sword he pulls off his back.
Yes.
And his
Which-
attack is a hand
Which is
laser.
funny to me because
Fist of the Beast King.
Ogremon turns out to be a good guy.
Yeah, and kind of comic reliefy.
Yeah. So, anyways, Leomon dies. Zukomon is the only other Digimon that takes down Omega. So, anyways, back to the last episode. Apocalypmon appears. He kicks their asses and sends them into Data Limbo.
Zudomon.
Yeah. Zudo or Zudomon. Yeah. He sends all the kids and their Digimon to Data Limbo, destroys their crests, and then big revelation in Data Limbo. We don't need the crests. They're inside of us.
Oh god.
Yep.
Which somehow brings them back to life. And they defeat him. And all the while at the end they use their Digivices to trap him in a cube before he does his self-destruct attack.
And thus saves the digital world.
Yeah, thus the series ends with them saving the digital world and telling them that your destiny is over, you go back to the human world.
Say goodbye to your Digimon.
Uh-huh.
For now.
And this is where we'll leave off for now. When we get back, we'll get into Season 2, and hopefully we'll speed through it a bit better and move on to the other seasons quickly as well.
Well, the other seasons will probably be not discussed that far.
Yeah.